You have to understand what your stomach is all about. Initially, they were thinking stomach is only a grinding machine. Whatever the food that we eat, you need a lot of temperature to this area. So the cardiovascular system, the blood supply around this gastro will be stronger. These people are automatically falling into diabetes mellitus. This was a Japanese finding. You can go and study them in the net under the banner of Microbiome. Anti-inflammatory medicines, antibiotics, painkillers, and so many other oral medicines from the field of pharmacology destroys our Hello viewers, I am your Dr. C.K.N. In this episode, we are going to talk about the major part of our life, the stomach and stomach disorders. Most of us today are suffering from stomach disorders. There are many people who come to me. They all report about stomach disorders, indigestion, acidity, acid reflux, and all kinds of things. So you have to understand what your stomach is all about. Initially, they were thinking stomach is only a grinding machine. Whatever the food that we eat through our mouth and getting mixed with the saliva goes through the throat and to the food pipe, and then it reaches the esophagus, which is connecting the food tube and the stomach, and get into the stomach, where it starts getting grinded into pulp. So once the grinding is over, the pulp is ready, because it will not allow any solid particle. It has to be uniformly a pulp. And then only the Z canal will open, will allow the pulp to reach the duodenal, which is the connection between the stomach and the smaller intestine. So this is the basic function what we understood before. And that's what is happening day in and day out till today and for tomorrow also. But then when it comes to the question of what exactly the processing happening in the stomach, when it is, getting grounded, whatever you call it, you need a lot of temperature to this area. So the cardiovascular system, the blood supply around this gastro will be stronger as you eat food. That is why when you eat food, your BP for a period of time will be slightly higher. This you have to understand. Those who go to doctors, the doctors are good enough. They won't measure your BP if they know that you have just then finished your breakfast or lunch. This is very important because it is going to show a little bit of a higher hypertension or whatever, the blood pressure will be on the higher side. So this is one part. Second part is what you have to know is stomach has many number of lactobacillus microorganisms. They are huge in numbers. They play a major role in our digestive parameters. They process the food which is coming in a big way. In fact, about 10 years back, the Japanese have found out when there is a particular type of lactobacillus is completely wiped off, get destroyed. They can't process the carbohydrate to certain levels. These people are automatically falling into diabetes mellitus. This was a Japanese finding. You can go and study them in the net under the banner of Microbiome. So the huge amount of work is going on. The many understanding has happened so far in the field of microorganism in the last 30 years. Research is going on in and day out. Lactobacillus part of the stomach, which is helping us to process our food before it could reach the intestines, to the lumen of the intestine. Okay. Now, what you have to understand here, if your microorganisms called the various types of lactobacillus bacteria are going to reduce in numbers, you are going to ultimately fall into stomach disorders. This is one of the major reasons. Other than the pathogens coming inside like H. pylori and whatnot. Okay. So stomach ulcers are a different subject altogether. There are very simple method available to recorrect your stomach ulcers. If you can approach us, those who are suffering from chronic stomach ulcers, we will tell you the food and nutrition part of remedy to stomach ulcers. Any chronic stomach ulcer can be made ready without medicines. That's not a problem at all. There are also simple medicines are there. This gulkan, this one of the beautiful component, the rose petal soaked in honey and all that stuff. So where exactly we are destroying our lactobacillus population in our stomach, because of the pharmacological drug. If you go to the microbiome part of research in the internet and YouTube, follow Russell Jaffe, RUSSELLJAFFE. He comes and explains. So antacids, anti-inflammatory medicines, antibiotics, painkillers, and so many other oral medicines from the field of pharmacology destroys our microorganism called lactobacillus inside our stomach. Once you take a course of 5 to 7 days of antibiotic, it really destroys 1/3 of your lactobacillus bacteria in the stomach. Body takes 6 months to 1 year to rebuild it. If it doesn't rebuild, you are going to fall into perennial problems. Those who are having huge number of pills every day, 10 of them, 20 of them, 25 of them, you destroy your stomach. Destroying the stomach is not the organ. Destroying the stomach is destroying the complete building up of microorganism. It is all built up with us, living with us forever till we depart. So destroyal of lactobacillus population in our stomach leads to lot of stomach disorders, which we are trying to understand now. But the pharmacological field is one of the major weapons to destroy them, and how to protect myself from this is there in your hand. We do have probiotics within our system of food and nutrition of the Indian subcontinent, which keeps rebuilding our microorganisms. So be aware of whatever that you take through your mouth, either drinking of water, eating your food, eating medicine and all that. You immediately first think of your stomach and the lactobacillus population in the stomach, and then carefully deal them. Once you get into these kind of perennial stomach disorders, we are always in trouble, which leads to many other problems. These are all what one should understand, and there are a lot of things we can talk about it. We will be talking about it later in various other videos. Thank you very much for your attention. See you in the next video.